I joined the National Film Unit at 18. I started making my own films within 3 years. A couple of those films gained international awards, and Geoffrey Scott, the manager, saw me as being the ideal director for This Is New Zealand, the new project that was going to be for Expo 70 Osaka. We just wanted to give an impression of the country, its landscape, a certain amount of its history. We also wanted to show the aspects of the way New Zealanders lived their lives, what their entertainments were, what their lifestyles were, what their livelihood was, just without any words. It was probably a bit more intuitive than strategic. We just knew that it's got to be appropriate, it's got to be emotional, it's got to be all-engulfing, it's got to capture the audience. When Geoffrey Scott said to me, you're going to be the director, I said, what can you do in 3 screens that you can't do in 1? And he said, oh, you'll find a way. I did think, well, I've got to get a good crew around me, and that's what I did. We made a list of subjects, we made a list of locations, and we wrote a structured treatment. And then we had 3 crews going on the road shooting all the time. Every movement and counter movement is done to a purpose. There are puns, visual puns, and there are a lot of people get those little bits that we had fun making. We had no colour processing in Miramar until 1973. We, of course, were shooting colour, so it went to Humphrey's laboratory in London. When they started grading the master negatives, they changed them all to English colours, milky and all sort of, hazy. In the end, I had to take clips from the original and said, look, that's the green we have, not the green you've got. And they got it right, but it took a while. Expo 70 was utterly fascinating. The place was extraordinary. All the people from different countries all mixed together, and there was a terrific esprit de corps. At the end of Expo, everything was knocked flat. Only part of the New Zealand pavilion was actually kept there because it was one of the most popular pavilions at Expo 70.
The Bushwalk, a stylised impression of New Zealand native forest. In Display Hall 2 are clusters of models showing the products of the land. And we could never ignore aerial top dressing and jet boats.
The Japanese were very enthusiastic about This Is New Zealand. We knew that they liked it, and some of them kept coming back again too. We only thought we were doing it for a 6-month trade show that would involve people looking at it. We didn't realise it would get the New Zealanders themselves absolutely hooked on what we'd done. It had a very strong emotional impact on them. Nobody was immune from it. The men came out looking extremely proud, and the women were frequently wiping tears of enjoyment from their eyes, and the men weren't immune to that either. This Is New Zealand was one of the most challenging projects I'd ever done, also one of the most enjoyable, huge learning experience as well. Yeah, it's a time capsule, definitely, yes it is. It has a feeling of when we were young and could do anything.